Back to another episode. When they woke up the next morning, he found out that Jungkook was not on the couch anymore. The blanket was folded neatly, and there was a note on the top of the blanket. Taehyung took the blue paper and read it. Thanks for the blanket. The next thing they knew, he smiled while reading the note couple of times. Thanks, we went to the dining room to have breakfast, but my steps get hold once I saw Jungkook sit on the chair while having a cup of tea. Hi, good morning, Taehyung. Are you came for breakfast? Jungkook asked, and I just kept quiet and walked to the table, but right after that, my tummy growled loudly made me feel so embarrassed, and Jungkook on the other hand just laughed at me. Ha, sir, you are hungry. Your stomach growls so loudly that everyone in this house can hear it. He joked when I knew there was only me and Jungkook in this house right now, since Grandpa already went to work and Jimin has morning classes. I sent my deathly glare to Jungkook, and soon he stopped his laugh. Jungkook made a gesture to zip his lips. What do you wanna eat? Jungkook asked, and I pointed towards the cupboard, which has packets of many different noodles in it. I will cook for you, Jungkook said, and I just watched him cooking. But when Jungkook looked at me, I pretended to look at somewhere else. Minutes passed and the food was on the table. Tete, here is your random treat. Jungkook giggled and looked proudly. It was just a random, but Jungkook looked like he was cooking a fancy looking spaghetti. Jungkook gave me the chopstick and I started to slurp the noodles. I'm not lying, but the random was cooked better than Jimin. I started slurping and eating like it would be my last food on the earth, and in just blink of my eyes, I finished eating all clean. I wiped my lips and looked at Jungkook before giving him two thumbs up. Is it that good? He asked me. Super delicious? Yes, I said that. Jungkook blinked his eyes while looking at me in total shock. Jungkook stood up and walked to me. He pulled my arms and made me stood up. Jungkook jumped excitedly. You talk? You finally talk to me again. You know how glad I am that you are talking to me. Is Jungkook got this excited just because I am talking to him? I'm not complaining here, since his laugh felt so melodic in my ear and I wanted to hear his giggle laughed more. Just so you know, I'm so happy to listen to your voice. It's beautiful like a magic. Jungkook ruffled my hair and smiled proudly. You should talk more often. Your grandpa and Jimin must be happy to hear your voice, he said. Then Jungkook took the empty ball and went to the sink to wash it. I followed him while with my head looking down to the floor. I feel overwhelmed every time Jungkook praised me. I gathered my courage before muttered softly, "Thank you." Jungkook looked at me with a smile. You're welcome, Taehyung. And one more thing. The way he called my name also made me feel so happy. Maybe talking is not really bad, like what Minho has said me every time. Minho often encouraged me to start to talk again with everyone, especially my grandpa and Jimin, but seems like I couldn't fulfill my promise until now. But right now I want to talk again because of all thanks to this man who gave me a little courage. Man Jungkook, the driver, who had seen me in my worst but still stay on my side. Time escape others POV. At evening came, family gathered at the family room and Jungkook was also there. Mr. Kim asked him if he already have a girlfriend or not. It turned out that his business partners gave an idea to make their grandchild an acquaintance since it could give good results for their business. But Mr. Kim wanted to listen to his grandson's opinion first before set them up. If they refused, then he would cancel the idea, since what matters more was his grandson's opinion. No, I don't want. I'm still young and I'm not ready yet to be in a relationship, Jimmy said, and his grandpa respected his decision. And Taehyung, what do you think? Mr. Kim asked to Taehyung and waited for his grandson to voice out his opinion in form of writing on his tab, but instead of writing in his tab like usual, they did something else that made his grandpa Jimmy look at Taehyung shockingly. I don't want, Taehyung said softly while looking at the floor. When they looked up, he saw Jimin and his grandpa's eyes wide open, but they got a big smile from Jungkook. You talk? Mr. Kim said. Did you just talk there? Jimin and his grandpa asked in disbelief. The old man's tears wetted his cheek as Mr. Kim came closer to Taehyung to hug him. I know this day would come, his grandpa said, and Jimin also went to hug Taehyung. They did a group hug, and Taehyung saw tears in Jimin and his grandpa's eyes. And that night, their grandpa Jimin and Taehyung to have dinner set for a celebration. They were so happy again to hear Taehyung talk again after a long time, but they did not force Taehyung to talk more, which Taehyung felt glad. And Taehyung was smiling the entire dinner because he got a message from Jungkook. Oh, forget to mention that Jungkook was not following them for dinner since Jungkook wanted the Kim family to have their family time together. Even though Mr. Kim insisted that Jungkook should follow them, but Jungkook still refused. While the whole night Taehyung was smiling while reading the message Jungkook sent him. Very proud of you, Taehyung. Time escaped. Jungkook went out to grocery shopping for the first time in his life with a list of groceries Jungkook wanted to buy. He spent about 20 minutes to buy all the things that Mr. Kim asked, of course, by taking help of his staffs. Jungkook put the grocery bags inside the car and then drove back to home. Before Jungkook drove home, he decided to stop by at the small stall that sold varieties of cute keychains. His eyes caught one cute keychain with the small polar bear hanging in it. Jungkook decided to buy one for Taehyung to congratulate him for getting and maintaining his score on his exam semester. Jungkook whistled happily while walk to the car, but he suddenly felt a dark aura following Jungkook from behind. He tried to ignore it. Jungkook even changed his walking route to make sure no one was following him, but he could still feel it. The first step behind Jungkook was insane. Jungkook glanced behind and saw two men wearing a black mask. He went to the empty alley, and when Jungkook turned around, his guess was right. Those men was following Jungkook, and now they were glaring at Jungkook. Who are you? Jungkook asked. You wanted to be a hero, huh? One of them said, and both took off their masks. Jungkook finally recognized one of them. He was the person with whom Jungkook fought to save Mr. Kim from being robbed before Go to heck, Jungkook hissed once he saw those men took out their weapon and tried to kill Jungkook. Time escape, heck, this guy was really know how to fight. Jungkook hissed in pain while holding his arm. He went to his room after putting the grocery bags to the kitchen. Jungkook felt glad that he didn't bump it onto anyone in the house. As Jungkook was about to reach for his doorknob of his room, someone gripped his arm and that made Jungkook jerk away. because Jungkook was shocked and then he hissed in pain. He looked at Taehyung, who was looking at Jungkook with a frown. "Oh, hi Taehyung," Jungkook said and glanced awkwardly. "What are you doing here?" Taehyung ignored his question. Instead, he was looking at Jungkook with a questioning look. Before looking back at his arm, Jungkook knew what he was about to ask, but Jungkook chose to ignore it. "I'm going to take a shower first," Jungkook said politely. Jungkook ruffled Taehyung's hair softly before he went inside his house, his room. "That freak, I'm going to make you pay for this." Jungkook mumbled alone while taking off his black jacket, glad that he was wearing the black jacket, or else Taehyung would see the red liquid painting Jungkook's shirt. One of the bad guys managed to slice his arm when Jungkook tried to fight them. He looked around the room and cursed. Again, when Jungkook found no first aid kit, he went to the washroom and untied his cloth around the injured arm and decided to search for the first aid kit after finish a shower. Once Jungkook finished shower, he went back to the room with a towel around his waist, but just frozen at his place. Once he saw Taehyung is sitting on the bed with the first aid kit on his lap, Taehyung just asked, shocked, and tried to cover his arm with his another hand. Taehyung patted the empty space beside him. "I'm fine, standing here," Jungkook said, and awkwardly clenched sit. Listening to Taehyung's voice, Jungkook doesn't have a choice but to sit beside him. He can't say no to Taehyung after all. Jungkook was still covering the wound with his other hand, and Taehyung held Jungkook's hand, covering what Jungkook tried to hide. Taehyung's eyes went wide open when he saw the blood badly wounded Jungkook's arm. Taehyung slowly touched the wound and he immediately jerked away his hand once Jungkook slightly hissed in pain. "What happened?" Taehyung asked awkwardly while he looked at Jungkook. "Nothing, I fell," Jungkook said and clenched awkwardly. Taehyung just looked at him while giving Jungkook his disbelief stare. He wasn't going to buy Jungkook's lie. "I am saying the truth. I was protecting my friend Pink because he was almost get robbed. Then I fall and accidentally hurts my arm. You know how clumsy I am," Jungkook said, laughing, and Taehyung was not that stupid to not be able to make difference between the wound caused by a weapon and wound that caused by falling. "Can you treat it, Taehyung?" Jungkook asked, smiling, and Taehyung nodded his head. After that, Jungkook was looking at him for the whole time while Taehyung treated his wound. "Careful next time," Taehyung said, avoiding Jungkook's stare once he finished wrapping the arm with the bandage. Taehyung, being sincere and being open up to Jungkook, was unexpected. "I will, Taehyung, thanks," Jungkook said, smiling and ruffled Taehyung's hair. Taehyung nodded his head and then he excused himself, but Jungkook snapped his finger once he remembered something. Jungkook walked to the table and took the keychain he just brought before walking to Taehyung. Taehyung looked at Jungkook with confusion, but he took the keychain from Jungkook's hand to get more confused. "It's a gift for me. I know this is cheap, but please know this is from my heart. Congratulations for getting an excellent exam result," Jungkook said shyly. Taehyung's face lighted up as he looked at the polar keychain. "Thank you," Taehyung mumbled softly. "You're welcome. Glad that you like it, Taehyung." Then Jungkook wished Taehyung good night and Taehyung bade his goodbye by waving his hand to Jungkook. Time escaped Jungkook's POV 2 weeks. The yield of shock was unexpectedly blotted out from me. I'm sorry, he apologized after making everyone shocked by my loud voice. I got shocked by the news that Mr. Kim just said. He said that he needed to fly to Canada tomorrow for some business, and it was for freaking 2 weeks. I'm going to go to Japan tomorrow too. My eyes widened looking at Jimin as he said that. Oh, I almost forgot about that. This grandpa of yours is not that young anymore, Mr. Kim said and laughing. Japan for what? I asked Jimin. I got selected for the final round in the competition, and our team will go to Japan for the final round, Jimin said and continued. I thought I already tell you all. Did he? I must have forgotten it maybe. Oh, congratulations to you. Your best and win the medal, I said to Jimin, fluttered. That's all? No kitchen for me? Jimin asked, teasing, and I squinted my eyes at him before I glanced at Taehyung, who is just eating his food silently since then. Taehyung suddenly gripped his the hem of his grandpa's shirt before he wrote something on the tab. Yeah, Taehyung still did conversation through his tab most of the time when he tried to talk with others. But if he is with me, he just talk using his voice, speak for long sentences. Grandpa, can I follow you? They asked, and his eyes looking like he was speaking to his grandpa. What do you mean? Follow me to Canada? Well, I want to bring you too, but you still have classes, Taehyung. Maybe next time, okay? Mr. Kim said before he stood up from his chair. Taehyung just pouted while looking at his grandpa. His cheeks were milky white and bugging like two white water balloons waiting to be poked with something. But once our eyes met, he was glad at me, and he stood up from his seat, walk out from the dining room. Why did he just glare at me? What did I do wrong this time? So everyone, how was the episode and what is going on in Thang's mind? We will get to know all this in the next episode. I hope you will love it. See you again with the next episode. Till then, take care. Say bye bye.